Hi everyone, good morning. Today I'm going to discuss 4 questions related to solving linear equations with 2 unknowns or 2 variables. So here's the first one. 2 years ago, a man was 6 times as old as his daughter. In 18 years, he will be twice as old as his daughter. Determine their present ages. Right. So this question is similar like the previous question that we discussed last time, but here we have slightly different situation that we need to go back 2 years ago and then we need to go forward 18 years ago. So I think when we want to practice how to use the unknown variables like x and y, we can use it. Yeah, so for example, now let's just write the ages of the father and the daughter now. So this is the ages of the father, daddy, and the daughter. Let's suppose the age of the father is equal to x, and then the age of the daughter equals to a value equals to y. Now, well, we see there are 2 times we have here. So this is 2 years ago, and another one is 18 years later. Now, if you talk about the age of the father 2 years ago, so you see now the age is equal to x. That means 2 years ago it's x minus 2, right? And the age of the daughter, now it's y. That means 2 years ago it will be y minus 2. And I think the important thing here is we try to be able to translate this sentence, these words into mathematical equation. So from the first one, we know that 2 years ago, the age of the father equals to 6 times the age of the daughter. So that means x minus 2 equals to 6 times y minus 2. So basically what we have now is we have an equation that has 2 unknowns. We don't know at the moment x and y, and mathematically we can't solve this one. So in order to be able to solve this one, we need one more equation that has x and y variables in it. So we can get that equation actually from the situation 18 years later. So in this case, if the age of dad now is x, that means 18 years later he will be x plus 18, right? So this is the age of the dad. And then the age of the daughter will be y plus 18 also, because this is talking about 18 years later. Now, it's said here that in 18 years, the age of the father will be twice as the age of the daughter. That means x plus 18 equals to 2 times y plus 18. So here we go. We have one more equation with 2 unknowns, x and y, and now we can solve these 2 equations simultaneously by using a method that we have learned before. So in this case, we need to tidy things up a bit. So if you look at the first one, actually we can write down the equation first, x minus 2 equals to, okay, so you see if you have something like this, you have a number and then multiply with something and there is a several things in the bracket, you can multiply this one by one. So for example, you have to multiply 6 with y first to get 6 times y. And after that, we have also this minus 2. So in this case, we now multiply that 6 with the minus 2. So here we go, we have minus 12. So that means the first equation gives us x equal to 6y minus 12 plus 2, or x equal to 6y minus 10, right? Now, we look at the second equation. So we'll do something similar. This is x plus 18 equal to, you know, now 2 times y, that gives us 2y. And then 2 times 18, 2 times 18, that's simply 36. So the second equation gives us x equal to 2y plus 36 minus 18, or x equal to 2y plus 18. Yeah. Okay, so what we have now, we have, well, still 2 equations and 2 unknowns. And in order to solve this one, we can use either substitution or the elimination. So we can try to use one of them now. And I think, you know, you need to do also this at the same time, so we can verify one another, right? So in my case, I will use the substitution, because I see here we have, you know, x and also x there. So what I can do, I can put this x into there. So basically 6y minus 10 equals to 2y plus 18. And here we go. If you have now this equation, yeah, basically you just replace that x by this 6y minus 10. All right, so we can tidy things up a bit now. 6y minus 2y, because you move this 2y to the left hand side, and then equals to 18 minus, oh sorry, this is minus 10, and when you move that to the right hand side, they become plus here. Yeah. Okay, so 4y equals to 28, and that gives you the value of y, which is 28 divided by 4. So it's 7 years old. So this is actually the age of the daughter, yeah, the value of y, which is 7 years old. And that means the age of the father, x, will be 6 times 7 minus 10. So 42 minus 10, yeah, or equals to 32. Right, so, well, of course, after we get this answer, the solution, we can always check with the situation given in the question whether it's correct or not, right? So if you talk about, say, 2 years ago, therefore, the age of the father will be 32 minus 2. So it will be 30 years old, and then the age of the daughter will be 7 minus 2. So it's 5. And you see this number 30, it's you know, 6 times 5, right? Which is correct. Or we can check also with the second condition, where we go now with 18 years later. So 18 years later, the age of the father will be 32 plus 18, that is 50, and the age of the daughter will be 7 plus 18, which is 25. And this is also correct. See, that 50 equals to, you know, 2 times 25. So I think this question is, well, this type of question is very good to practice how to translate the word or sentence like what we have here into mathematical equations. So that's another practice that we need to give to the kids. Okay, so I will now move on to the second example. So, you know, there are a lot of examples about the linear equation. This is the first one. The second one, see, 5 tables and 8 chairs cost $115, okay. Now 3 tables and 5 chairs cost $70. Determine the cost of each table and each chair. So I think perhaps you have seen a similar question like this many times, and you know, this is also not that difficult because you can always say, okay, so the cost of, say, each table equal to, okay, I want to use different letters. So for example, equal to something, let's call it A. And then the cost of each chair, yeah, let's just call it the value equal to something else, B. Now from the first sentence here, so 5 tables and 8 chairs cost $150. That means 5 times A and then with or plus 8 times B equals to 115. So you see, we have now one equation, but there are still 2 unknowns here. So mathematically, we can't solve this at the moment, right? But you know, we still have one more information here. 3 tables and 5 chairs. So 3A plus 5B, yeah, equals to $70. So here we have also another equation that has 2 unknowns or 2 variables A and B. Now with the first one, we can now solve them, yeah, for the value of A and B. So I think in this time now I will try to use the elimination, yeah. So you know, you can see now the example how to use the elimination method for this one. So normally when you wanna do the elimination, we will put this equation above and below. So it will be like this. Now, elimination means we have to get rid of one of these variables, one of these unknowns, and it's up to you actually. If you want to get rid A, yeah, what we will do is, you see now, this A, the first one has a coefficient equal to 5, and then the second one equal to 3. So what I want to do is actually I want to make the coefficients in front of A to be the same. Yeah. So in order to do that, I can multiply the first equation multiplied by 3, and the second equation I multiplied with 5. So if I multiply the first equation by 3, I will get, so let's multiply all of this by 3, yeah? Okay, so what we got here, 15A plus, now 8B times 3, they'll give us 24B, yeah? And then equals to, right now, what is 115 times 3? That is 345. Yeah, 345, okay. Right, so there's the first equation. Now it becomes like this. Essentially, it's the same thing like the first one, but now we just want to make the coefficient of A to be the same. So if you do the second one by multiplying by 5, now we have also 3A times 5, which give us 15A, and then plus 25B equals to 350, yeah? Okay, so now we have these 2 equations after we multiplied by these numbers 3 and 5. Now I want to get rid of this, see, because you have now positive 15A and then also another plus 15A. In order to get rid of this, yeah, I will just subtract them, right? I will just subtract them. So basically 15A minus 15A, that gives you 0. And then you have now 24B and then minus 25B. Yeah, see, 24B minus this number, 25B, okay. equal, so we'll just write down the equal sign here, 345 minus 350. Okay, so basically what I will do now, oh, this is 15a, so 15a minus 15a, they are gone, and then this is minus b, you see 24b minus 25b, it gives you minus b, and then equals to 345 minus 350, there is minus 5. So the value of b equals to 5. So b was the cost of the chair, yeah, the cost of the chair, which is $5. So now, in order to get the cost of the table, you can just choose one of these equations. So basically, y is the first one, 5a plus 8b equals to 115. I will now put the value b here. So 8 times 5 here, 8 times 5, and then plus 5 times a equals to 115. So 5 times 8 is 14, yeah, 14. Okay, so 5a equals to 115 minus 40, or 5a equals to, what's that, 75, yeah, I think 75. And therefore you can now, you know, get the value of a, 75 divided by 5, which is $15. So that's actually the cost of the table, or a, $15, yeah. So this is $15, and this is $5. And again, you can always check this value by plugging into this equation and see if they give you this number or not. So for example, 5 times 15 plus 8 times 5, of course, if you calculate this, that gives you 75 plus 14, which is, yeah, 115. So this is the second example, yeah. I have two more equation examples, yeah. Okay, let's move on now with the third one. You see, I think the nice thing about mathematics is you can always use for different subject, different fields. For example, this one is related to, well, if you are doing chemistry, perhaps you are familiar with this one, yeah? So the question is like this. Tank A contains a mixture of 10 gallons of water and then 5 gallons of pure alcohol. And then tank B has 12 gallons of water and 3 gallons of pure alcohol. The question is, how many gallons should be taken from each tank and combined in order to obtain a gallon solution containing 20% alcohol by volume? So here's the thing, you need to understand what's going on here. So basically, if we have, let's say this is the container, and then you know, in there you put the water, and then you also have the alcohol, okay. So for example, the volume of water equals to VW, and then the volume of alcohol equals to VA. The percentage of the alcohol is simply the volume of the alcohol divided by the total volume. So that's how we calculate the percentage actually. So in this case, we have VA divided by the volume of water plus the volume of the alcohol, right? So now, here's the thing. When you have 10 gallons of water and 5 gallons with 5 gallons of pure alcohol, yeah, we can actually try to get the percentage of the alcohol in the tank A. So in tank A, yeah, the percentage of the alcohol will be, you see, we have 5 gallons of alcohol, and then we also you know, have 10 gallons of water. So that gives you 5 on 15, or this is well, okay, so this is actually 1 on third, and of course if you want to get the percentage, you can just simply multiply it by 100%, yeah, 100%. So this is like, you know, 33 1/3%. And now if you talk about in tank B, yeah, in tank B, the percentage of alcohol will be, okay, so we have 12 gallons and then 3 gallons of pure alcohol. That means the percentage of this will be 3 divided by 12 plus 3. So 3 on 15, 1 on 5. Or if you wanna in a percent, yeah, like that one, you can just multiply it by 100%. So in this case, we have 20%. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Now, if we look at the question here, so basically from tank A, we take some of it, and then from tank B, we take some of it also, yeah? So volume, say volume taken from tank A, yeah, volume of the solution taken from tank A equal to something, let's just call it X. And then the volume taken from tank B, let's say it's equal to Y. So remember, we have two containers, right? A and B. And in there, you have the solution of water and alcohol. Now you take some of this X out, and then you take also from the tank B, yeah, a volume of it, yeah, some volume of it equal to Y. Now, remember from these two, we want to make an 8-gallon solution. That means from this X and Y, we could have the first equation. So basically, you know, X plus Y from these two tanks, A and B, has to be equal to 8 gallons, right? Okay. Now, and remember, in this 8 gallons, we want to have 20% of alcohol. The question is, what is the volume of the alcohol in this 8-gallon solution? That's what we want to know. So the volume of the alcohol in 8 gallons, if you have 20% of it, yeah. So that means 20% equal to the V of the alcohol divided by the volume of the solution, which is in this case equal to 8. So from this one, you can get the volume of the alcohol in that 8 gallons solution now, yeah? So in order to get this percentage, the volume of the alcohol has to be equal to 20% times 8, which is, you know, quarter times 8, yeah? So it will be 2 gallons. Yeah, 2 gallons. So these 2 gallons of pure alcohol actually were created from the tank A and tank B, and we need to know if you take out the X volume from A, actually, how, what is the volume of alcohol from this X? Okay, so let's go back again with the percentage of the alcohol in tank A, which we already calculated. Remember this 33.113%, yeah? So if I wanna know now the volume of alcohol in X, yeah, that should give me 33.13% times the volume of that, which is X, or in this case we have 100 divided by 300, okay, or we actually already have this value before. 1/3, yeah, 33.13% is 1/3 times X. Now the volume of alcohol in Y. So remember the percentage of alcohol in Y, which we already calculate also, yeah, 20% or 1 on 5. So that means 20% times Y, or 1 on 5 times the volume of Y. Now we know when we mix them with this one, they have to make these 2 gallons, right? So 1/3 X plus 1 on 5 Y equals to 2 gallons. So you see, basically now we have 2 equations with 2 unknowns. Yeah, I will make this a bit smaller. So the first one was X plus Y equals to 8. And then this is the second one. 1/3 X plus 1 on 5Y equals to 2. So now I am going to solve these 2 equations, yeah? Okay, so how are we going to do that? Right. Now, let's write them down again in the new page here. The first one is, X plus Y equals to 8. And then the second one, okay, I need to look at again. 1/3 X plus 1 on 5Y equals to 2. Okay, so how are we going to solve this one? Well, the first thing is, you see, sometimes we deal with, situation like this that has a fraction, see? And the normally the way I solve this one, I try to make them into integer. So basically what I will do now is I will now multiply the second equation by their least common multiple, yeah, least common multiple, which is 15. So if you multiply all of them by 15, yeah, what we get is we'll get 5x plus 3y equals to 30. Okay, 5x equal to 3y plus 3y equals to 30. So basically now you have this to be this one, and then remember you also still have this one. And when you have this one, you can either using substitution or elimination, but I think I'll use the elimination, yeah. So I want to get rid of the y. Now, okay, if you see the coefficient of y here, it is 3 here. So in order to do that, I will multiply the first equation by 3 as well. So when you multiply the first equation by 3, you will have 3x plus 3y equals to 24. So let's now write them here, yeah. 3x plus 3y equals to 24. And then after you get the same coefficient for the y, you can subtract them basically. So now I'll do it from here. So basically 5x subtracted by 3x, that gives you 2x, right? And then equals to 30 minus 24, which is 6. Yeah, so 2x equal to 6, and that gives you x equal to 3. So the volume that you must take from tank A equals to 3 gallons, and then the volume that you must take from Y, okay, so you can just use one of these equation, and you see when x equal to 3, therefore the Y value is equal to 5. Yeah, so these are the values that you need to get from tank A and tank B, which will make 8 gallons of solution. See, 3 plus 5, which is 8. Now we can check the uh, alcohol that we get from this here. Okay, remember the first one, the percentage of alcohol is 33, 1 on 3%, or just simply 1/3. Yeah. So in this case, the volume of alcohol from that 3 gallons equal to 1/3 times 3, which is 1. And then the second one, the second tank, we took 5 gallons, right? So the percentage of the alcohol from it is 20%, or 1/5. That means the volume of the alcohol from it will be 1/5 times 5, which is also 1 gallon. And when you add them, they make 2 gallons. So 2 gallons from the total, which is 3 and 5 here, equals to 25%. Remember, this is not purely water, because this is already a mixture. See, this is already also a mixture of water and alcohol. So I think this time I just want to show you about these examples, which I think very nice, yeah, especially this one, because you know, you can try to relate with other subjects also. For example, like chemistry, or maybe like, you know, physics, or the other fields as well. So you can find some other example also out there, and then try to solve it yourself. Yes, so I think we will discuss some other things in the next video, right? So I'll see you next time. Thank you.